Hello, everyone, and welcome to another interesting day on planet Earth. I'm sure you've heard over time that we are in Earth School and we came as souls to learn things. And when you start to look at the journey that we are all on, we would have probably liked it if the journey started with a rule book or at least a map so we can see where we're going. And we're often given signs along the way. You know, for me, in part of my journey, I used to see numbers everywhere and I couldn't understand why I was seeing numbers. When I was practicing, I could see numbers and matrices, and I had no idea at that time what to do with it. But you know, one of the things I was reminded of this week on this journey that we have, this earth life, is the little pearls of wisdom that we're given along the way that we don't often notice as a signpost. We just think of it more like another challenge or another hurdle to jump over. So I want to share a story about with you about something that was quite profound that happened to me. It was while I was with my ex-husband, and I still probably hadn't developed as a person. He was 10 years older than me, and I looked up to him and felt that he was somebody that had more knowledge than me. And I would go to him to, get my feedback as to what I should do next or what did he think about things. And I remember we had this very simple project that needed happening. It was to restore a roof in our kitchen. In fact, we needed a new roof. And when I spoke to my ex-husband, he was talking about, yes, my brother and I can do this. We'll save money, but it's going to cost a lot of money, and it's going to, be quite a big job to do. And so I always held myself back and always thought, okay, it's going to cost more money, so I've got to wait. And, I let my reality be something that somebody else had told me. And so, along the way, something happened in our bathroom, and I had to get somebody in to look at it. And the tradesman, when he came in, I said, "Oh, by the way, how much would a new kitchen roof cost?" And he said, "Oh, it'll cost $800." And a light bulb went on at that moment. My head sort of went, boom. Oh gosh, I said, okay, thanks. And I realized that in that moment, I kept my fear of something that I wanted to do but didn't do because I believed something that somebody else had said to me. And it really was a light bulb moment because inside of me, I decided never again would I let myself be stopped by something that somebody else told me. I'd go and find out for myself. I'd go and find what I needed to know. So then I had the facts. And really, that has been part of the blessing of the journey because I have an inquisitive mind. And I've, from that moment, decided that no, I'm not going to listen to you. I go and find out for myself. I'll research, I'll make my decisions, and then it'll be up to me as to which way that I move forward. And so went my massive journey of personal development. Certainly went in the spiritual direction because I know the where I had been seeking answers in the outer world were not where the answers should be. And that along the way, I learned that the answers come from your intuition. And the trouble is that people are kept so distracted by outer world dramas, or I've got to survive to get my next bill and my mortgage or the electricity or everybody in the outer world satisfied without ever shifting in anything in the inner world. And the reverse is actually true. The outside world responds to a shift in your frequency, to a shift in your energy. So when you're not kept in fear, or when you start to take back your personal power, and that's, I didn't have, I didn't feel that when I was kept in fear about the roof in the kitchen. When you don't take back your personal power and you are ruled by outer world, then you can be feeling like you're just numb and you're just can't find the answer. You can't discover the wisdom. And so for me, the whole experience of the roof in the kitchen was really to signify to myself that I needed to step into my own power. I needed to find out for myself and then remember, as we all are, who we truly are as sovereign, divine beings on this earthly experience, on this journey. And I know as I talk to you now that many of you may have had that same light bulb experience, maybe not the same, but something when a knowing happened, that light bulb went off and you thought, aha, no. Or it may have actually triggered you on a path, because many times the journey with the hurdles is to help bring you on a path where your soul is pushing you to go, because your soul creates the events in front of you and sort of orchestrates it. So when you go off track, it sort of puts situations and people to sort of put you back on track. And so that's what really inspires me, is to understand what I don't know, to research what I don't know, and to really ask myself some tough questions sometimes and learn to come up with the answers myself and listen to my intuition. Now, I'll give you another little hint of intuition, or another little story. The other day, I got a sense that my father was in the room. I always know when my father, because he had this interesting old man smell about him. So we're about to have our vision board afternoon, and this smell was in the room. And so I stopped and I acknowledged Dad being there, and I said, "What is it that you want to tell me, Dad?" And all I heard was, "It's such a mess. It's a big mess." And he was talking about something that's happening around me quite personally. He said, "Such a big mess." Anyway, bit of a conversation, then I stopped. And then later in the afternoon, I said to Brian, who's a gifted clairvoyant, and so I said to him, "Who's in the room?" And I hadn't even whispered what had happened earlier. "Who's in the room?" And he said, "Oh, it's your dad." And I said, "Well, what's Dad come for? Why is he turned up at this moment?" And Brian sat down, he checked within, and in the next few moments he said, "Well, he's saying to me, it's such a mess. It's all such a mess." And if you don't take those little hints and trust yourself and go on the inside, then you miss the wisdom, you miss the pearls of wisdom that are offered to you along the way, and the chance for you to step up. And this is where I am helping other people to step up into discovering their intuition, to be able to shift and change the situation in the outer world, for shifting the energy and frequency that's happening inside of them, and to learn about the sacred knowledge that the Creator has given us inside of us and everything in our reality, how to read that, how to be able to map it and move forward so that the journey ahead feels um, something a lot easier than trying to do everything in your head and work it out, because your head will never give you, the left brain will never give you the answers. It's just a very, 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 very slow processor that we have all been trained to put on a pedestal. And we need to put the left brain away for a little while and start really going with our heart, and asking the wisdom of our soul and the connection through our heart. What is it that you need to show me? What is it that I need to discover in this moment? So I'm just going to leave that with you for today, because I felt when I was sitting here that somebody needed to hear this today. And I hope you've had your light bulb experience. Perhaps it's taken you in the direction of where you've ended up. Maybe you've become a nurse because you were needing to care for people, or maybe you're like me, you felt like you didn't have the knowledge or the wisdom, and so you were led on a path to become a teacher. You know, everything is being orchestrated to support and help our growth. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye.